I've only been in Florida for 8 years, since 2013. But there are many people in our community that can attest about that part of history and that's what we want to recognize today and honor their journey to bring the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce to life so many years ago. As the voice of the small business in Central Florida, the organization continues devoted to helping businesses to grow and thrive while strengthening our local economy and creating employment opportunities for residents. Reaching 25 years is a great accomplishment for any organization or business. It takes courage, compromise, a lot of sacrifice and resiliency, but none of these traits matter if there isn't first a vision and a mission. This year we want to honor our past and celebrate our present while embracing our bright future. First, we will have the grand opening of the new Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce office. That will be next Thursday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m. The office is located at the OBG Center at 932 East Osceola Parkway in Kissimmee, Florida. During this ribbon cutting ceremony, we will also be recognizing the recipients of our 2021 Future Leaders Scholarship. Thank you. I want to recognize first, where's my Director of Education? I saw her around here, Maria Rosario. I know she's in the phone call, but she's been in contact with those students, and they will be receiving their scholarship checks on that day. And before I continue, I also wanted to recognize our Executive Vice President, Edgar Vasquez. He's been working hard with all these groups and our communities to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to support our businesses. Now, aside from the scholarships, we'll also be signing some collaboration agreements with organizations that will provide a diverse array of opportunities and programming of great value for our members. That will take place next week, Thursday, once again, May 19th. As part of recognizing the men and women of vision that made it a mission to support, advance, and empower Puerto Rican and Hispanic small businesses in our Central Florida community, we will be making a journey through history, sharing memories in our social media platforms and our newsletter. We are also bringing back Premios El Josco Awards Gala. This great event was last time that it took place was in 2018, so it's been 4 years since we had a Premios El Josco, which recognizes unsung heroes from the community, people who have given their souls and themselves to the community, but are often overlooked. And we want to recognize them during Premios El Josco in different areas like health, the arts, communications, Women Business of the Year, education, and among others categories. The Josco Awards Gala will be our celebration for 25 years. May 20th, 1997, some men and women of vision came together to bring forth the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida against many struggles and obstacles. And 25 years later, we're here celebrating our silver anniversary, and we want to do it big. So we will have in the entertainment Frankie Negron y su orquesta and iHeartRadio's Mega 97's very own DJ Dynamite. So at this time, that's what we have. We'll have other events, but we want to make sure that everybody knows that the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce is here to stay, that we have a house, that we are in strong footing, and we're here to serve the community, the small businesses, and everyone who support our communities. Thank you very much, all of you, for being here. And I'll pass it back to Mr. Luis Martinez.
Thank you, Jorge. Now is a Q&A session. Members of the press, if one of you guys have any type of question for our President Jorge Figueroa or Vice President, this is the time to do so. Any question from the media? ¿Alguna pregunta? Yeah. Florida National News. Thank you.
So I wanted to find out from you, Mr. Figueroa, like, you've been here 8 years. What's been the biggest kind of accomplishment or goal that you've seen as part of the chamber?
Well, I spent 22 years. Thank you for that. I spent 22 years of my life in Wisconsin. And one thing that I have noticed is that there's a great deal of opportunities for the Hispanic community to grow and empower themselves here in Central Florida. In Wisconsin, Hispanics made up about 12%, where here we are, over 50 in this region. So why doesn't the power structure in the state, in the region, shows that demographics? I think that we have a great opportunity to position ourselves to benefit our community, to make sure that we are part of the process, part of the solution, and that we are taking serious. There's many stereotypes that I think can be broken, and we're here to make sure that those stereotypes are broken. Claro que sí. Bueno, como estaba diciendo, la pregunta es qué hemos visto aquí en el área de la Florida Central y qué logros podemos alcanzar. Y yo vengo de Puerto Rico, pero viví 22 años en Wisconsin, donde hay una cultura bien engranada, una historia muy larga, y allá pues los latinos somos una minoría. Todos los latinos allá son mexicanos, no importa de qué parte de Latinoamérica salgas. Aquí en la Florida Central tenemos una gran oportunidad de empoderar a nuestras comunidades, a nuestros negocios, y porque aquí no somos una minoría, somos una mayoría, pero somos una mayoría silenciosa en lo que he visto. Y creo que durante este tiempo podemos empoderar a nuestras personas, posicionarnos para que tengamos influencia en las decisiones que se toman a nivel no solamente local, pero también estatal. Y lo que queremos es romper los estereotipos que hay sobre los latinos, sobre los puertorriqueños, de que dependemos mucho del gobierno y de ayudas, y demostrarle a todos que si nos unimos como comunidad latina, como hispanos, como dueños de negocios y profesionales, podemos marcar una diferencia y podemos ser parte de la solución para que este gran estado de la Florida continúe hacia adelante.
La prensa.
¿Cómo ha sido este desarrollo que tú has hecho para los empresarios con grupos de referidos donde has extendido la presencia de la Cámara?
Pues sí, mira, esto es algo que cuando comencé en la Cámara hace 3 años atrás, estaba comenzando, y quiero reconocer al pasado presidente Amílcar Córdoba, que está con nosotros, que ha sido un mentor para mí, alguien integrar en el crecimiento de la Cámara de Comercio en esta región, y fue algo que él comenzó y ha sido de gran ayuda porque nuestros negocios están apoyándose los unos a los otros. Hemos visto el crecimiento de pequeñas empresas que han comenzado con 2 años atrás con una idea y ahora tienen sus servicios y productos no solamente a nivel nacional, pero también internacional. Les puedo decir historias de negocios como nuestra amiga Lorena de Daisy's Party Rental, que hace 3 años atrás no se atrevía a hablar con nadie y ha estado siempre apoyándonos, y hoy en día hace eventos en toda la región. Personas que comenzaron con una idea en su cocina y sus productos están llegando a los supermercados de Puerto Rico. Y ese crecimiento, ese apoyo, ese sentir de hermandad, de darnos la mano uno al otro, se ha sentido grandemente en los grupos de referidos, y hemos desarrollado millones de dólares de impacto económico para esta región y para Puerto Rico. Tenemos proyectos en Puerto Rico también que sobrepasan los 50 millones de parte de algunos socios que por medio de la Cámara están brincando el charco, como decimos, y expandiendo negocios en Puerto Rico y viceversa.
Hablando de eso, del puerto entre Puerto Rico y Florida, cuéntanos un poquito, puede ser una cronología del humor de ese esfuerzo. Lo hemos visto mucho que ha tenido reuniones con alcaldes de ciudades importantes allá. ¿Hay algún tipo de esfuerzo o alianza que se haya concretado hasta ahora?
Definitivamente. Desde el año pasado, algunos líderes de la región y Puerto Rico, incluyendo el licenciado Félix Lizazuaín, secretario de Estado adjunto de Puerto Rico, Darren Soto, nuestros líderes aquí como Luis Martínez, Anthony Suárez, Víctor Torres, tuvimos una reunión para ver cómo organizaciones y como comunidad puertorriqueña podemos ayudar al desarrollo en Puerto Rico de la economía, al igual que aquí en la Florida Central, y tener un intercambio de productos y servicios. Hemos hecho los acercamientos a más de 20 municipios, hemos estado sentados con el presidente de la Cámara de Representantes, el honorable Rafael Tatito Hernández, a Luis Dalmau, el presidente del Senado, entre otros, para fortalecer y ser partícipes de la reconstrucción de la infraestructura de Puerto Rico, para ser partícipes de cualquier intercambio de servicios y para hacer esa conexión entre esos empresarios que vienen de Puerto Rico. Estamos trabajando algunas diferentes iniciativas. El vicepresidente Edgar Vázquez en el área de Caguas está trabajando bien de cerca con un grupo de empresarios y acá estamos organizando otros empresarios en algunas industrias en específico para poder tener ese intercambio, facilitarlo, y tenemos las herramientas, tanto aquí como en Puerto Rico, para facilitar los permisos y el proceso de cualquier negocio que se quiera registrar o comenzar en Puerto Rico, al igual que acá. Así que solamente queremos ser facilitadores, ser partícipes del proceso y ser partícipes del crecimiento económico, porque yo creo que las reuniones, si no tienen un propósito y si no se alcanzan metas concretas, pues todo se queda en el aire y no es real. Así que queremos que el impacto que tengamos sea un impacto tangible que se pueda medir. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yes, so the question is, we've met with different leaders in Puerto Rico, and what kind of connections or plans, initiatives do we have? And we have met with all different levels of government in Puerto Rico, from the Senate, Congress, the State Department. Since March of last year, we have been trying to develop initiatives for our small business owners here in Florida to be participants of the process of the infrastructure reconstruction of Puerto Rico, to be participants in the push for tourism to the island and vice versa. So we have met with a lot of different mayors of different cities. We have met with groups of entrepreneurs in the island who are looking to work. They're looking to be part of the participation in the bid process, in the big projects. However, they lack trust of the government. And that's where we want to come in, and we want to open the doors not only for entrepreneurs here in Central Florida, but also for entrepreneurs in Puerto Rico who have the capacity to provide these services, but sometimes if they don't have the connections or they don't know where to look, they have somewhere to come. They have someone that they can trust. And the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida is here to serve this region, and we also want to be part of the new movement of Puerto Ricans who want to see the island flourish after Hurricane Maria, after the earthquakes. There's a great deal of opportunities, and I think we have the capacity to make sure that things are done correctly. The Honorable Rafael Hernandez, the President of the legislature in Puerto Rico, he's been doing a great work putting some legislation in place to facilitate the permit process, streamline the processes so that those Puerto Ricans or business owners that are here in the mainland, if they have businesses in Puerto Rico, they don't have to travel and spend 2 weeks doing those processes. They can do it online, and then they can focus on what's important, and that's providing food for their families and creating employment for our residents here in Central Florida.
Any other questions from the press?
Is one last one? Since I'm the only one asking you.
There you go.
I don't know if you spoke about it in Spanish, but kind of talk about the relationship that you've seen between the public and private sector as it relates to the chamber.
That's an excellent question. And those relationships are important. Obviously, I represent close to 300 members, business owners, and it is a great responsibility, but we also need the government and the public sector to be involved. They're the ones that do all the legislation. And talking about legislation, thank you, State Rep Daisy Morales, for being here. because those legislations, those laws affect everything that we do. And I think that the public sector, the elected officials, have taken notice not only of the growth, but of the power that our communities have. Like I said, we make a big chunk of the population in this area, over 50%. And I think that it's time that they don't only see at the numbers, but also what we are capable of doing, what we want to do, that they understand that we're not here for, to take advantage of the government or, to be supported by the government. We want to work. I think everyone knows that Hispanics, we love to work. We love providing for our families, and without the relationship, we won't be able to move our community forward. We need them to pay attention to what we're doing, make sure that everything, that we can understand how the process works, because let's face it, we are a very young community. We have a lot of people, not only from Puerto Rico, but from Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, that are calling Florida home. And if we don't have the support from the public sector, I hope they don't expect our support back, because it's a two-way street. We want to be part of the process, but we need them to support us, and if not, it will show up in the ballots.
As a matter of fact, the Osceola County School District and also the Osceola County Sheriff Office, they are part of our chamber, because we have different organizations that are part of this chamber. We cannot do this as one. We need to get together and we need to share our experiences, knowledge with all the community. All sectors are welcome to our organization.
Thank you, Edgar.
Any additional questions? Do you have a question? No? If you allow me, we would like to acknowledge our founding fathers, people who worked tirelessly. They did a remarkable job establishing the Puerto Rican Chamber of Commerce 25 years ago. Starting with Manuel Toro, que paz descanse, el CEO and founder of La Prensa newspaper, Mr. Danny Ramos. Thanks to them and community leaders like Zulma Vélez Estrada, who's here, Trini Quiroz, who is here, and other leaders in our community, we have the Chamber of Commerce that we are taking advantage of. So thank you, the founding father, to work tirelessly to create an organization that represents the voice of our local small business community. On the other hand, I would like to emphasize that although our organization represents the Puerto Rican business community, we are an organization that truly believes in diversity, inclusion, and equity. That's why the Chamber's logo was updated with the flags of all Latin American countries, because we are here to establish partnerships, to work collaborative with other minority organizations and Multicultural Chamber of Commerce, because juntos hacemos más. Together we can do more. So we are not here to compete with any professional organization or Chamber of Commerce. We are here to work with other entities for the well-being of our community, to strengthening our local economy and create job opportunities for our citizens.
We want those who are newbies here to know that we have been in the front run of political empowerment. We ran the first candidate for Congress of the United States in the year 2000. We have been there working tirelessly for our people to be recognized and be respected. And even yesterday, we won a big battle. So we want them to know that we've been here for years. In my case, 29 years. Our first elected official to the state assembly is Seattle Suarez. Everyone after that. So I think that 2022 is the year. So I just wanted all of to know that there are people that have made the news and made the road.
Thank you, Ms. Trinity, for your remarks. Gracias, gracias por estar aquí. Well, for the closing, I would like to thank El Cafetal, El Cafetal Bakery and Restaurant for hosting this morning press conference. Thank you very much to the Cafetal Bakery's owner, Mr. Melvin Mendes. Thank you, gracias Melvin por cedernos el uso de tus instalaciones para esta conferencia de prensa. Thank you to all members of the press to continuing supporting our Hispanic Puerto Rican community, our local small business community. Gracias a todos por su asistencia y que pasen un lindo día. Thank you very much.